Mothers of Peace Regent Park held a Candlelight Vigil in Big Park on June 9. The vigil was held to honor the deceased Muslim family from London, Ontario. This vigil commemorated the 215 deceased Indigenous children discovered at the site of a residential school in Kamloops, BC. Politicians showed up to show their support for the Muslim and Indigenous communities. I spoke with Sureya Ibrahim, an organizer of the vigil, to learn more.
So, Sureya, thank you so much for agreeing to speak with me.
No worries. Yeah. I was busy on the weekend, so.
No worries. So my first question is, why did Mothers of Peace Regent Park hold a candlelight vigil for the deceased Muslim family from London, Ontario, and the Indigenous children from a residential school in Kamloops, BC?
Oh, God. We do a lot of stuff in the community that when we see injustice, last year we did, the news was found, we did the rally. So we take a lot of stuff that social justice, we really advocate for that. For the same thing for the London attack and Indigenous missing, Indigenous kids who were found. All of this, the news that surfacing was bothering us a lot. So we hear the Mother's Peace. We didn't hear from the Mother's Peace, also the neighborhood officers, different representatives of the politicians and sending their condolence. But at the same time, we need to do something that this is not okay. This is not acceptable. So that one of the things that we've been doing, social justice advocating, during the rally and speaking out. We've been doing those for all of those causes, and this is one of them as well. Sorry, go ahead.
What was the vigil like?
For a lot of people, it's a mix with the fear. For myself as well, I called the supervisor of 51 Division to make sure that they will be present, and if we could have extra police be present as well. Because of what is happening, and we have to be ready for everything. In the past, we have incidents that we did Islamophobia dialogue. White supremacists showed up on our event, so we weren't prepared for it. But from there on, we are very aware of what is happening in our surroundings, and we are prepared more than before. Yeah.
How many people do you believe attended the vigil?
I think over 300 people. I think maybe the focus group the Regent Park focus was there. They were, when we were arrived around 5:30, 8:30, they were there when we arrived. I think they have documentation of the event. How many people were showed up? It's over 300 people.
Okay. So, are you a Muslim yourself?
Yep.
So, do you believe Canada is a safe country for Muslims and Indigenous people? Why not?
You know what? We cannot say based on the history, what we've been seeing, what is the stories coming out, what is like revealing as the immigrants, as settlers, than what we don't know, and the story, the history is not being taught in schools. It has to be some kind of awareness that we to create, that say what it is. The racist, Islamophobia, all of that exists towards the minority. We cannot take Indigenous and Muslims also. They think that the Sikhs are Muslims and they've been attacked in the past. And anybody who is minority has they've been attacked for so many times. How the Asians attacked now? So I cannot say even Muslim and Indigenous only. Anybody who they think is different, we've been seeing is they've been targeted. It just, we say it what it is. We need to call it out. If it is Islamophobia, racist, anti-black racism, anything that is attacking minority, we just need to call it out what it is. I don't know if I answer your question.
That's fine. How do you feel knowing that various politicians attended this vigil?
We asked them to say that. We asked them to be present. And they have the role to play as representative for our riding. They have responsibility to the role that they play as well.
Okay. What policies do you believe need to be enacted to prevent similar tragedies from happening again?
There is education piece that needs, and also there is the policies that say it what it is, and the person who commit this vicious attack, they need to call it out what it is. It's first out, and the policy has to be made. You need to call it out. You cannot say mental health, and they will have anything that when the whites commit any act of vicious, we will say, oh, they have mental health. And there is a huge bias towards minorities. And when it comes to anything that racism that's attacked done by the Black, Indigenous, Muslim, and minorities as well. And call it what it is.
Okay. My last question is, why is it important people come together to speak out against hate?
Because we cannot be silent. We cannot just be acting like everything is normal when it's not. We need to say what it is, and we need to call it out. The people who are doing to the minorities, and we need to come together and ask as a community, as one unit, and we need to speak about it. And we need to speak about what is happening to the minority who are who are first generation or First Nation or who are Black. We need to speak about it, and we need to say this is not gonna happen. If we are silent today, it will be another tribe that will be called out and picked off, and we've been seeing in the history as well. And we need to unite. We need to call it out what it is. And we need to support the people who are being attacked or singled out and discriminated because of their color of the skin, because of their language, or because of the way they look, or certain people, they feel superior towards those people. This is what we've been seeing. And they feel like a threat to them. And they discriminate, and they think that they have the right to attack. And they have the right to discriminate. That's not okay. We need to call it out. We need to say it what it is. And we need to stand and speak for social justice.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time, Sureya. I appreciate it.
That was Sureya Ibrahim, an organizer of the vigil. Ibrahim said she hopes this vigil serves as an educational opportunity for people. For Radio Regent, I'm Jonathan Bradley.